Why did you stop? I'd never been in a house before. All any of us knew were the barracks. Your house was so warm and small and comfortable.
Yeah.
You didn't come back. You've done enough. I had to thank you. And to find out about the others. Do you know anything about any of them? What? It's in the genes.
I'm gonna be late for work.
So I don't worry.
Wanted on a federal wire at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
So I don't worry.
Can you tell me anything about her? Anything? It's not like Lidecker gave you a choice to tell him that I was here. You had to do it. I understand. When you're like me, you pick up on things, especially when people are sick. Believe me, he would. And will. I left you there. No.
So I don't worry.
Wanted on a federal wire at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
I left you there. No. The player got to him first? Where was the daughter?
Thing. Nathan didn't approve, so...
No, all she wants is her daddy.
What did you find?
Mr. Herrera wasn't there.
The one.
Wanted on a federal wire at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore.
So I don't worry.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
And that's how it's gonna stay.
Squeamish about guns.
Just a roll.
Okay.
I won't. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. A high-minded, idealistic lefty humanist like yourself. Now, kicking ass, I got no issues with.
Hey, do you mind if I borrow your ex for 2 cents? I need about $15,000. You know I'm good for it. I help you save civilization as we know it. You help me find Zach and the others. I've kept...
So I don't worry.
Wanted on a federal wire at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore. Let's get one thing straight. I'm the leader of the pack. Back off.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
Just looking out for my meal ticket. How many guys can cook and save the world? Yep. My own private Antichrist. Up close and personal.
So I don't worry.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
All I had to do was stand there, do nothing. And I could cross Donald Leidecker off my list of things to worry about. How sick is that? But for some reason, I couldn't let it happen. I have no idea why. I'm not that high-minded. Leidecker's the one guy that knows what's going on in this freak show body of mine. Whether or not this barcode has an expiration date. And I guess I couldn't let him die with that secret. You know what really bums my ass out?
So I don't worry.
Wanted on a federal buyer at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore.
So I don't worry.
And you said Leidecker had her. You can trust. Tell us what happened. What's that supposed to mean?
She's gone, Max.
So we're just gonna let Leidecker have her? We can't just do nothing.
You need to accept what happened and move on.
So I don't worry.
You know what, you can worry about OPSEC for the both of us, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get her back. What he said.
Convoys leaving the city or any unusual air traffic.
Wanted on a federal buyer at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore. Okay, so we can't find his crew. Maybe we can find his crib. Maybe he's part of a bowling league or something.
Legion of Merit, Purple Heart.
Yeah, we get the point.
Looks like he was on the was never found. It's 1996.
ADAP.
For military personnel.
Program must have turned things around for him if he was assigned to head at Manticore. You coming?
In our...
So I don't worry.
I've spent the last 10 years looking for him, and Bryn and the others. It's what's kept me going.
Men, we want to know where they took her.
One of mine. Show them.
Where is she? On the barcode later. Answer the question.
Max? I told you.
So I don't worry.
Now, I remember Eva dead on the floor, shot by the gun in your hand.
Yeah, well, we wanted to start a rock band.
What?
With him along, we can waltz right through the front doors.
He may want to, but he can't. Isn't that right, Donald?
We'll worry about that when we get Bryn back.
Noted.
So I don't worry.
The problem is,
Him, peddling flesh for the Benjamins. I gotta get back to work. From the car?
Wanted on a federal buyer at the scene of the crash, but police say no survivors were found on the...
He always said he would rather die than go back to Manticore.
So I don't worry. So I don't worry. So I don't worry. So I don't worry.